Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for another video, and today we are back in the next part of PowerWash Simulator, where we're going to look at cleaning the steam locomotive in the Malka Aita Desert. So let's have a look here. I don't find out I'm the mayor's sister, but don't judge me too harshly. I didn't choose to be. You know, whilst he's busying himself with who knows what, I've been exploring the recesses of our vast familial estate, some of which is mine, and came across this curiosity: a steam locomotive out in the back of beyond. To be honest, I've no idea what it amounts to, but if you can clean it down for me, it might reveal some interesting family history or something. Thanks, Bertha. Thank you, Bertha. Alright, let's dive in. We'll go take a look at where we're at. Oh, okay. That doesn't look too bad, does it? So there's a lot to clean. But go with the 25-degree nozzle for this one. Let's see what we get to. Just see what the train will look like. Old steam trains are a beauty of design. Proper old school engineering in these, and some rather interesting bits of physics going on to deal with the high pressure that goes on inside them. Still some good steam railway museums around the UK that are well worth going and looking at if you like those kinds of things. Get that one section cleaned straight away. So yeah, interesting to see as well that the mayor's sister isn't quite as much of a basket case as he is, so that's a good thing. Putting all the weirdness he was coming out with, having someone normal in that family seemed quite surprising. Little bits here, some bits around the rivets. Chunk up there. Does remind me, I do need to do another episode of Zombiercer. Looking at the old train. Into a position where I seem to be playing too many games at once and struggling to keep on top of everything, but yeah, that will come with time. Kind of going on whichever ones I can kind of make a bit of progress on. One reason I want to get this game finished up is so that I can then start to focus on some of the other games that I've been starting and playing, and I've got a couple of others I want to start playing on as well. Plus as well, PowerWash Simulator 2 is out, and I would like to look at that at some point. I found they used to be relatively relaxing and enjoyable to play. Which, let's be honest, after a hard day at work, sometimes it is nice just to come back and put something on that's going to relax you. Come back to the wheels a little bit later because I get the feeling they're going to take a fair bit to get cleaned. Of course, as usual, we have stuff underneath that we have to get to. Not the end of the world. Those sorts of things are going to happen. we go, one bogey done. Here to get done, another bogey done. Lovely, lovely. And we'll get underneath the back panel on here. Under here to get cleaned up. Quite as bad as I thought they would be. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below if you lot like steam trains, or if you have a fan of trains in general. Okay, let me know what you like about it. Is it the design? Is it the engineering that they have, or do you just like the look of them? I know they're not seen as popular nowadays because obviously they're going to be burning coal, which is not seen as particularly great for the environment these days, but back at their time that was the best they had. In order to work, steam locomotives need water and fuel, usually coal, but sometimes even wood or oil. Yes, indeed. Coal was what was chosen just due to its size and ease of being able to store compared to the amount of inbuilt heat energy it could create. But yes, you certainly could use wood. Well, I don't think the fire gets quite as hot using just plain wood. But hell, if you had to, if you're doing like a short run or something and you weren't trying to pull lots and lots of cargo, then it would perfectly be reasonable to do it with wood. Up. There we go. So we've got a little bit of more to do on these butters at the back. Done that. And done that, lovely. Look at that. So we're halfway done. Most of the side board here done. Go on, get up there. Thank you very much. Lovely, that's that platform done. Let's get this side panel done. Then we can go and see about the top part. I guarantee there'll be a top part to this as well. Manufactured in 1818. Very nice piece of history there. Amazingly well engineered because of how many old steam trains are still going with just routine maintenance. Obviously some of them do need restoration if they've not been looked after very well, but properly looked after, well, the steam engines are still perfectly serviceable today. We can't say the same about a lot of the newer trains that are being made. They weren't quite as over-engineered as some of these were. An old steam train, if you got it wrong, the whole thing would explode. Massive pressure vessel inside it that, well, the water all boils off into steam and is controlled and contained within the firebox, so you get that calculation wrong and the whole thing goes bang. There was a story about someone who was building a steam train and was taking it out for a test, and then went down to the local, rode it down to the local pub, parked it up nearby, and it might have been a traction engine, and yeah, they'd left it what they thought was left it go and cool down, but they hadn't quite left the safety features in right, and the thing just went bang while they were inside enjoying a quiet beer. Been quite shocking for anyone who would have been nearby. Physics does not mess around when you get something wrong. What have we got left to do on here? Ah, there we go. Right, caught the bits we were missing. Right, here we go. Let's get the top panel done. Right. Looking pretty good. For all its size, I think having the good steam or the good spray paint or the spray cleaner is certainly helping with this particular job. The old cheapy hobby one that we started out with certainly would have made this a lot longer to do. This one definitely is cutting through everything really, really well. On here on the top. Done, that's done. Making a wall, done. Look at that, perfect. So we've pretty much done everything on that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, let's get this rear panel clean. Always come back and touch up the last little bits when we come to do the final clean up at the end. I think we've got most of this done by now. Should be pretty good. I get the feeling we might have some challenges with the front set of wheels though, because they're going to be quite large spoked wheels that are going to be a bit fiddly to get into. I think up front here is where we're going to have all the really ingrained nasty stuff. It's going to take a bit more pressure and a bit more time to clean up. Most of this so far, so we're all coming off without too much drama. It's time to go. The locomotive's boiler is filled with water. Yes, it is. When you burn the coal, it boils the water down to the long cylinder part at the front. Yep, that's correct. Yeah, see, that's going to be the fiddly part. Alright, I'll come back to the wheels, because I think I may need to drop to like the 15 degree to do that one and properly get in there and get it cleaned out. I just thought we could pretty much carry on with the 25 and get the quicker clearance. Made. Boom, that's another section done, so that's stairs there. Got this cab floor bit over there. Yep, so here you have the furnace hatches. Right, where have we got? We'll come over this side too. Boom! Floor done. We're making progress. 41. Yeah, see, we're starting to get into where we're getting more of the stuff that's harder to get off. So let's change down to the 15 degree now. You can see we're making a much better being able to just cut through in 1 or 1.5 passes rather than 2 or 3 passes to clean stuff up, which is just what we want. Nice, furnace cover's done. One ready to go as well. Nice. That's done. Cap ceiling, cap wall done. And we'll get the whistle control done. That just pulls down to reroute some of the steam through a whistle system rather than anything else. There we go. Oh, is it cab bell? Normally that's attached to like a pressure release. It sends it up through the whistle on a lot of the steam engines because, well, you know, why the dog and bark yourself if you've got a load of very high pressure steam going and you've got a good strong whistle mechanism that can come out exceedingly loudly and let people quite a long way away know that you're on your way. A bell's fine, but you've got to be within earshot to hear it. If you're seeing if you've got something where you've got multiple tons of very heavy, you know, locomotive and machinery bearing down on somewhere and people are in the way, you kind of want to let them know as early as possible. That's why they had the steam powered whistles, because that will cut a lot further through than just a normal bell would. I don't know if many of you have heard a proper steam whistle going off, but it's not quiet. If you've never heard it up close, it's yeah, certainly will rattle you a bit. Perfect. So we've got most things in there. Look at that, 50%. We're almost halfway there. Doing some fine work on this now. Looking really good. Nice, that's all done there. Sweet, let's get this side panel and then we'll get onto the main body of the engine. And we can get all that cleaned up. Good. Cap step should be nearly done. Guessing we might be missing something underneath. Always something underneath in this damn game. Yep, there we go. There's always something underneath, always had to be. Cab skirting. Oh, must be something around the other side. We'll go and deal with that in a minute. Oh, cab panel. Lovely. Okay, good, right. So, what else are we going to do on here? So let us do the other side. Really what I'm thinking about what I need else to do around here. Boom, cab skirt done that side, stairs done this side, those done, and then we'll get the underside of here done so we can get the cab part cleaned, completed. Lovely, look at that. Huh. Perfecto. Right, tell you what, let's go and do. Let's go see about getting up on top here. Hey! There we go, let's get the roof of the cab done. Then we can get that part cleaned, and then I can get started on the bulk of the actual train itself. And where the old firebox and everything is. And the main boiler component. But it looks like before this was put away in whatever dusty place it was, this was very well maintained. Doesn't look like there's much corrosion so far. Everything that seems to have been any kind of corrosion all seems to be completely surface level, which is nice. Paintwork looks very flat, so it's not like there's any kind of thing. Oh, there you go. Well, there's the bell. So it was definitely a bell. Bit of a shame. I would have preferred the whistle personally. But that's just because I just think the whistle's a better technologically designed warning system than a bell. But let me know in the comments below. What are you more in favour on trains and things? The bell or the proper steam whistle? If so, why? Why do you think one is better than the other? I mean, sure, coming up to a station, yes, I can certainly see the whistle or the bell would be perfectly acceptable, but you're seeing something up ahead on the tracks and you're going to need like a mile or so to be able to slow your train down. I think as much notice as possible. At the front you find the cow catcher, though it's not designed to catch the cows as much as it is to encourage them to exist in a space other than that occupied by the train itself. Yeah, basically it's designed to just, like, you know, hit the animal and lift it up and push it to the side. I don't think it's necessarily designed to eviscerate them more than just, you know, give them a nudge out of the way. Although I think it all depends upon what speed the train is going to. I imagine any good driver worth their salt would see some cows and would immediately start to slow the vehicle down. But, you know, that's just what I would imagine that any reasonable person would do. I'm sure no one really wants to battle with cattle. I mean, however, if it's a bunch of outlaws on the track, then sure, by all means, I'm speeding up. But cattle, nah, you slow down and just, you know, let them be nudged aside. Minced beef is all good and useful, but you haven't really got anywhere to refrigerate it unless you're going to immediately start to put it in, wrap it in some kind of tin foil and stick it in the firebox so that the meat will start to cook. There are cooking techniques where you will take the meat and wrap it in, and some vegetables as well, wrap it in tin foil of some kind, or wrap it in leaves and then stick it on top of a fire. I don't see a reason why that couldn't work in the steam furnace as well. I think it all depends on just how high the temperature's getting up to in that firebox. So we're nearly on. Let's see what the front of this thing looks like. Let's see. So have a look at the old cow catcher. Ah, it's a solid cow catcher. So yeah, so that would definitely just nudge the animal out of the way. You know, I said at high speed, yeah, that'll do some damage. But if you're a reasonable driver and slow down, you could easily get the animals nudged aside with a bit of encouragement rather than outright brutality. And I imagine back when these things were the mainline vehicles, a lot of the cow owners would have been armed. So I'm sure they wouldn't have wanted to, you wouldn't have wanted to do any damage to the cattle of somebody who probably has a small arsenal available for them to protect said animals. Technically, the cows will be trespassing on the railway line, but still. Better be safe than sorry. And there's no reason to be unnecessarily, there's no reason to be unnecessarily cruel to an animal. It doesn't know what a train is. All it knows is it's trying to feed itself and live, so, a bit of compassion isn't the end of the world. Is that corrosion on the front, or is that just highly polished and it's reflecting some of the red from or that beige from the ground? That we'll see in a few minutes. Okay, so that's a smoke box door, as I was calling it. Door handle, headlamps cleaned. Oh, there we go. A bit on the top there, bit there, good. That. Right, where are we at? Okay, so just over half an hour. So what I think we'll do is we'll pause the video here while I go and finish off some more of the train, and we'll come back when we're about 99%. Hopefully it won't be quite as long as some of the other ones, but for you that will be time will just immediately jump. For me, I'll be cracking on and getting all of this finished, so I will see you all shortly. Alright, welcome back everyone. So, sorry, I'm just having a bit of fun with some tumbleweed. Anyway, so here we go. Here's our train looking spectacular. And as you can see, it's got lovely, nice, deep, rich green on the colouring with the red sides. Looks very funky. And yeah, so as I thought, the wheels around this area were an absolute pain, but that was mostly just trying to get into the little fiddly bits of the spokes around the wheel and trying to get to the backboard, the wheel well behind it to try and cover all of that, but that's all been done. All the expansion cylinders on top and the funnel and the bell, they were all relatively good to do. And so we saw the early part when we were cleaning up the coal bin that we would have been having to jump over this to try and get back and get coal for forward. And yeah, and here's the inside that we saw, pretty much finished. Just got that pipe And that pipe to do, otherwise we are all done. So just going to quickly knock that one on the head, and we'll get this little one done, and job complete. So here we go with a time lapse. A big job, but at least a relatively straightforward one. There wasn't any massive dramas on there. So, well, what an extraordinary job you've done. Thank you. I had no idea that it would scrub up so beautifully, almost like it's emerged from a time capsule. Also, did you notice that sign? Apparently my great-grandfather did a runner from here in 1885 with goodness knows what, only to return for the opening of the Muckingham subway station in 1922. The plot thickens. Well, there we go. So that's that one done. So we've done our first 4 on here of the bonus jobs. We've got the Muckingham files, got the food truck, satellite dish, and solar station to do. I've noticed something else as well. When I looked in here, we can get up to the jobs part 2, but part 3, it says that's actually an add-on. So it looks like 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all purchasable add-ons. So I may or may not buy them straight away. I may save them for somewhere in the future, next big Steam sale or something. And there's also, as well, I noticed there were the specials we've got as well, which has got the seasonal specials here, which is like Ice Rink, Halloween House, Cruise Ship, and Santa's Workshop. So as we're at the end of October, getting towards the end of October now, I might well do the Halloween House for a special Halloween episode, and then we'll do Santa's Workshop probably nearer to Christmas time. But we'll see how everything goes. But that'll do for this video. So thank you very much indeed for joining me. If you'd like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. It does help the channel. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. You take care now. Alright, bye-bye.